So here we are.
Yes.
We're in Pang.
The most up days.
Yeah, my bike.
Pangong Show.
It was easy to lose your way, as the tracks kept splitting in two or more. Always stick to the right, said the locals. And I said, of course, because to the left is the lake. Not just that, they said. To the left is also China. There were absolutely no roads to speak of, and the tracks were made by heavy vehicles. So clearly, the army is all around here, but of course, you can't see them.
You see this? There's nobody here for miles. Pretty much your own trip. I don't know, could be either. Chopper going, road, I guess less travel is what you'd say. Because there's, as you can see, no traffic there, nobody around, and we're just about not even 15 kilometers from where we stayed. Now we've got to travel much further in. The Chushul would be at least 40.
Chushul was about 1/4 of our ride today. And this had to be absolutely the best leg of this motor adventure. Proper back of beyond sort of a route with amazing Pangong by your side for miles and miles. You could pretty much make your own trail out here as long as you stay right. Always keep right. So this is us, and I thought you should see our faces. Oh damn, we're wearing helmets.
The lake turns into, the shallow parts turn into sort of natural salt pans. You can see that. Pretty cool.
There's absolutely no one here. I've never been to a more desolate spot on an automobile. And apart from the few markings that make the army's presence felt, this area has a lot of history to it as well. But as long as you don't want to be history, keep right.
This is the Rizagla Memorial from the 1962 war. A small Indian company fended off a huge Chinese attack. Yeah, I mean, I think the ratio was bizarre. It was like 3 against 1 or 5 against 1 or something like that. And they fought till their last man.
That's what it was there.
Yeah, this is where it happened.
The water crossings kept coming. And as tempted as we were to get one of those videos with our bikes splashing through the water, we were much more concerned about getting across the Sagala without breaking our scramblers. They weren't exactly built to do stuff like this. You see, we were a little more further out than a ride to a local hip cafe serving lattes. And any one of these could have had us on a day less lucky for us. We rode on and hey, what do we have here? A fellow human being. And some motorbikers too. This was a clear sign. We must not be too far from the Sagala, the pass that shall lead us to metalled road surfaces. Here we are, the Sagala.
You want to take a picture here?
We stopped and took some pictures. It was windy and beautiful. The roads started to show promise right after the pass, and shortly afterwards, we were back to metal roads.
This is Saga. Sindaneva. Yeah, I don't see any. We'll know. Yeah, I don't think so. Keep going here. You go in front. Yeah, it's okay, it's okay.
We were happy that we'd made it out of that stretch from Pangong to Sara without an incident. But the sign of things to come had started to show. Viraj's rear tire was losing air, though thankfully not at a fast rate. The stones and the sharp gravel on the trails had worn off his already well-used tire, and I'm sure there were a few pinhole leaks.
इधर कोई पंक्चर रिपेयर दुकान है? पंक्चर रिपेयर? हाँ, टायर.
The only town on today's route with the possibility of a tire repair shop was Nyoma, and thankfully the roads up to that point were in great condition.
उधर शोक से पहले वो तो ले चला गया ना वापस. उनका गाड़ी का नीचे संप में लग के फट गया वो यहाँ से. तो शोक में उनका फटा, फिर टांग से वो जीप में डाल के वापस गए. नहीं अभी वापस ले गए वो.
हमारे यहाँ सूरज को कौन पूछता है, हमारे यहाँ चांद की क्या हंसती है. सुबह हमारे दिलों में बसती है, चांदनी हमारे लबों से हंसती है. धूप का शहर ये है, धूप का शहर, हमसे है रोशनी यहाँ चारों पहर. Nyoma had everything that we needed. Hot Maggie lunch and some petrol bought from the black market. Soon we were at Mahe.
नमस्कार जी, हम लोग करजोक जा रहे हैं. हाँ जी, अच्छा ठीक है, आगे रोकता हूँ. हेलो, ऑल वेल?
आपसे चाहिए सब कुछ है. इनर लाइन परमिट है, अच्छा ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस है, एंट्री चेक करनी है. चलो.
Oops, not to forget that.
You can head. We go? Yeah. Should I put the navy now? It's a straight road, fuck it.
We passed Mahe, right?
This is Mahe.
This is Mahe.
That's why I was honking, I was going to go straight.
Here.
Yeah.
Take this left.
Yeah. Go to Sumdo.
It's right there.
Yeah.
धूप का शहर ये है, धूप का शहर, हमसे है रोशनी यहाँ चारों पहर.
That is the yak. Yakety yak. Horses and yaks. That is Sumdo. Pretty village. Pretty town, yeah. Sumdo. Karzok. 43 kilometers.
We were to come back to this point at Sumdo tomorrow to join the Leh Manali highway at Soka. कुछ बोले बिन कहे सुने मेरी यार है जिंदगी, कुछ बोले बिन सब कुछ कहे अंदाज है जिंदगी. कब हुई शुरू है कहाँ खत्म, कब हुई ये अनजानी सी, मीलों के सफर और शोर में चुपचाप है जिंदगी. It was a spectacular evening with blue skies and the golden sun. We were getting to witness the Changspa Plateau region. It was beautiful. We covered a mighty 220 kilometers today through the most remote region of this moto-adventure and reached Karzok, the town by the Somuriri lake, by late evening. And we managed more than just a good view.
So since the GoPro ran out of batteries,
and memory. This is what so memory is. Give it to my iPhone. Beautiful place.
As we rode onwards, today's ride started on a relaxed note, stopping just before Sumdo for a black tea and a game of carom, and even some playtime with an adorable toddler. We were relaxed as we had only 40 odd kilometers to make till we hit the main highway. And the novelty of this trip would be over, as that's the very road that we'd taken when we were riding towards Leh. This here is the last video of this motor trip, because of what happened afterwards left us with no energy to even think of video logging. So enjoy it, soak it all in.
So we're about 5 kilometers from joining the main Leh-Manali highway. This is the road that comes from Sokar. It's beautiful and silent.
Viraj's bike got into some real trouble, and that too before we could reach the highway, which brings us to...
So here we are.
Well, that's pretty much
Fun.
we
got
fucked. Yeah, it's been one of the most fucked up days.
Yeah, my bike got a puncture, got a tear. Then we busted some fuses, but some good friends came.
Yeah, they had a compressor. We had a compressor that did not work, and then
They had a compressor. VIpin stuck for those things, tubeless
thing. Somehow we
tires.
got to Pang. That was the good part.
Yeah.
Then Pang got the tire out. The guy said it's a tubeless, but you got to put a tube in. Fair enough, but it's a Ducati Scrambler. We've never really removed a tire before. So, anyways, we did try, but we tried for like 4 hours.
3 o'clock, we just finished half an hour ago.
Yeah. So
Let's say 9 o'clock.
and basically we put the tube inside the tire, and the tube developed another puncture, and then he took out the tube and he put another tube in the tire, and then the tire was not coming on the rim, and then finally when the tire came not on the rim, and we said we're going to fix it. Yeah, we couldn't put it in place, and there were some things which
The
were
brake caliper
damaged.
didn't go in.
And luckily we had a fellow biker called Andrew. Yeah, he's from there,
From
and he said, yeah, you know what, guys, if you want to ride back, I think we can do it. And yeah,
It was night.
7:38.
It was night. We had torches, flashlights.
Yeah, but finally we got the tire in.
We did it. Fucking the bike is working.
Yeah, the bike is working, and here we are having a staple of Maggie and chawal, and we
And let's not forget. My
so cheers to adventures, I guess. Hey guys, so we're clearly not in Ladakh anymore, but I think Viraj is just running through quickly what happened the next day.
We left Pang early, hoping that nothing would happen, and we headed out towards Manali. And unfortunately, there was another puncture. Luckily, it wasn't far, so I walked it back to the mechanic place. By then, we were pretty good at fixing the tires ourselves. We got it fixed pretty quickly. We had lunch and headed out. Unfortunately, heading up Rohtang, there was another flat, and there was nothing around there, no way to get it fixed. Luckily, there were some trucks coming in, so we got it loaded in there. I went with the lorry, and VIpin went ahead. It was late night by the time we got there. Got the bike off the lorry and left it there overnight.
So the good part was at least both of us made it back to Manali. We were together that night. Viraj got maybe an hour or two later, but that was it. And the next day, fixed his tire. But here's the thing, Vikram, remember the guy who busted his bike there?
Yeah, so while I was actually getting my tire fixed up, suddenly I see Vikram coming on, and I saw him coming on Enfield. He's like, hey, what's happening? I was like, oh shit, you made it.
Yeah. So here's Vikram on the other side.
So as you would know that the first bike packed up within the first 12 hours. So second bike was hired from Leh. From Leh we did like a pretty good trip to Hundar and all that. And then from there when we were on our way to Pangong, the second bike also packed up. While doing a river crossing, a rock hit the oil sump and it got busted. So that was it. I basically put it on a jeep, and then from there I went back to Leh. And the driver wanted to listen to all old sad Hindi songs, which didn't make me too happy. But anyway, once we reached at Leh, I decided that my trip is pretty much over and I'm going to go back. But as luck would have it, one of our friends, Anu, he had a lot of motorcycles that were to be driven back to Manali, and one of them was not fitting in the vehicle that he had got. So he asked me in case I would want to use it for the day. First I went to the monastery, and then I decided to complete the trip on the bike, and I did. I think I was one day late, so when these guys when VIpin and Viraj were leaving at 8:30 in the morning, I would get there at 2:33 in the afternoon, and there was no way of communicating. There was also an incident where I actually ended up buying the same petrol that they had sold because thinking that I will not be able to make it. But yes, I did make it, even though I made it one day later, and we had a good barbecue after that. It was good fun. Cheers.
That night in Manali at Joy's house, the old monk tasted sweeter than ever. The Scrambler had fared very well as a cross-country tourer, and the rest of the day at Manali was enjoyed with our friend Vijay from Mountain Voyages over beers and lovely trout at the Fat Plate Cafe. Some monkeying around at Joy's lawn and an amazing terrace barbecue to bid farewell to the Himalayas, and we reached Chandigarh. Our trip was complete and it was time to fly back to Mumbai. But you never really come back the same from journeys such as these. What you experience and learn could never be taught in any way or form. The help that you receive from strangers, the secret tips and tricks to cope, the warm smiles, the endless valleys, the mountains that make you feel small, the environment that makes you realize how fragile you are, but mostly the challenges and the obstacles that make you realize how strong you could be. Happy travels, guys.
It is 3:48 p.m. and guess what it is time for? It's time for a spot of tea.